welcome to our YouTube channel PNJ Legal. We are 12 years old law firm and dealing in all the strategy consulting, auditing, accounting and legal compliances. We are here to provide you some clarity on the legal complex topics and where you are feeling that it's a very confusing or you need any clarification or understanding into more depth. So we are here to provide you the legal topics. Today we want to discuss about the Benami Transactions and Prohibition Act. Benami Transactions and Prohibition Act amended in 2016. So there's a earlier act of 1988 which was further amended in 2016. What is meaning of Benami? Benami literally means without a name. So if any property whose owner is not traceable, this definition is further amended in 2016 Amendment Act, where it was mentioned that even if the transaction is made in a fictitious name and even if owner is not aware or having a knowledge of the ownership of the property, or the person providing even the consideration of property is not traceable, that also comes under Benami transactions. So what are the definitions which is of prime importance in this Benami Transactions and Prohibition Act? First definition is Benamidar. Benamidar is the person to whom the property is transferred and is not traceable. So it's some sort of fictitious person on which the property has been transferred. So the second is Benami property. The Benami property is one whose legal owner is different from the actual owner. And who is a beneficial owner? Beneficial owner is the person who enjoys the right and title of the property even though property is not in his name. So many of you will be thinking that why the person do this Benami transactions. Earlier there is a land ceiling law in which the person can apply for a limited area of land. So according to that land ceiling law, many of the persons have taken a land and possessed the land in the fictitious names. So just to avoid that land ceiling law. Some persons could also be thinking to evade tax. So in order to evade tax, they show in the different names of their family, non-family, fictitious. Some persons might be thinking to curtail their black money. So in order to curb the black money, they are putting into the property investment in the name of fictitious persons. There's one concept which is given in the act which is called as ostensible owner. So what is this ostensible owner? This ostensible owner is the person who has given all the rights, title, obligations from the natural and actual owner of the property. So there might be a incidents where the owner of the property is not able to transact on the property. He might be living abroad or he might be very old. He cannot appear. He cannot physically be available on the property. So he might give all rights, duties, title to some ostensible owner who is appearing on behalf of that actual owner. Ostensible owner is carrying out all the wish and all the actions only on the consent of the actual owner. And it's the actual owner who is giving a consideration of the property also and transferring all the payments and money account is all flowing into the real account. So section 41 of the Transfer of Property Act also deals with the ostensible owner. What does this section 41 said? Section 41 said the transfer by the ostensible owner where with the consent, whether it's express or implied, the person interested in immovable property has transferred the property for some of the consideration and that is not voidable on the grounds that transfer was not authorized because of the ostensible owner. Because it is a express or implied consent by the real owner. What is the main weakness of the earlier act? The 1988 act has a major weakness that they don't have any institutional machinery to regulate this act, to regulate the inspection, investigation, to identify the Benami transactions and property, and they don't have any regulatory authority to take over that property or giving the transfer to some other real owner or actual owner. So these all institutional machinery lacks and weaknesses are there. In the Amendment Act, there's a all initiation officer, adjudicating authority. There's a complete institutional machinery which is focused into, and at time of amendment, now the Benami transactions can be identified by these persons. They can issue a show cause notice to any of the identified property or to any of the Benamidar or any of the beneficial owner or ostensible owner. They can issue a show cause notice and you have to reply to that show cause notice with your complete title, your verified documents, your witness, your justifications, and on basis of those justifications and witness and your title documents, your case is further proceeded with. So there's a very important point in this Benami Transaction and Prohibition Amendment Act, that adjudicating authority can also do a provisional attachment of this Benami property. So now how he can do a provisional attachment? If the initiating officer has reason to believe that the property held is Benami property and the notified person may alienate such property, so he may order in writing that attach the property in the manner for not exceeding 90 days. So before attaching, he must have to seek the approval of approving authority also. So this provisional attachment can be continued by the order passed by the initiating officer also. So what are the decided case laws which become more important to understand the Benami Transaction and Prohibition Amendment Act? There's a one decided case law of Mithilesh Kumari where it was mentioned that any amendment act duties and powers given to the initiating officer or adjudicating officer will be applied to all the pending cases also. So that any person cannot take an escape that his Benami transaction or Benami property has been done much earlier period and that at that time Amendment Act is not in place. So this Amendment Act is applicable to all the pending cases also. So in the Shamsher decided case law, it was mentioned that they must have an express or implied consent by the owner. There's another point discussed in Shamsher decided case law that silence amount to the consent. So if that owner is a silent and still the transaction has been done with his presence or with his verified or with his bank account, so still he's so still it amounts to a consent. So nowadays government is getting very strict on this Benami transaction and all the identifying the Benami properties because of this land selling laws. There's a whole lot of misuse has been done by the persons to take a property on the fictitious names. So we as a law firm is helping our clients to fully verifying the title and legal ownership of the property, and if in case they have acquired any of the property in the name of their friends, family, relatives, so we are helping them to transfer in their real ownership name and with their all complete ostensible owner or beneficial owner, and the documentation has to be fully through for the beneficial ownership or ostensible ownership. We have a team of advocates, so if you received any show cause notice for any of your Benami transaction or Benami property, we are helping you in getting that show cause notice resolved and will deal with the initiation officer or adjudicating officer to clear your property. We are also helping our clients to make a proper due diligence and proper registrar verification of your property. So if you have any properties and you want to verify it with the registrar records, we have a team of advocates who can do a property due diligence for you and verify your title and ownership. Keep sharing and discussing about this channel. We will be bringing lot of the legal complex topics to you on which we want to give you a clarity or you have a many confusion. You can write to us, you can comment on this YouTube video, and you can approach me personally also at parascs@gmail.com. So if I would spell out, it's P for Patna, A for Ahmedabad, R for Rajasthan, A for Ahmedabad, S for Shimla, C for Cuttack, S for Shimla @gmail.com. Subscribe our channel. We will be bringing lot of interesting and legal topics to you in the future editions. Thanks.